Today guys, I wanna talk about skills. Let me show you my two favorite and let's try to find out when they can be useful. But before we'll start, I'd like to present you a new list that I made for beginners on which you can see all the skills, against what enemies they're good air or ground, their stats, how to unlock them, and even screenshots of their gameplay. The stats I took from the common quality, so take it into account because when you level up and you forge skills, some stats will be higher. This list I made more for beginners to make it easier to check skills, because to do it in game I personally find it not really comfortable as you need to click on each skill. The list in high quality you can download from official Discord server, the link on which you'll find in comments or description to this video. By the way guys, would be amazing if you would support me by using my code in game. It will take you just a few seconds. The code is valid only for 14 days, so please every 14 days enter it again to keep supporting me. In any case, thanks a lot for your support. Now let's talk about skills and let's start from one of my favorite, FROSTFALL. It's one of my favorite because it slows enemies, plus from what I noticed the damage it deals is not bad. It saved me many times when my base was about to be destroyed. What I also like about it, besides slow effect, that it works against air and ground enemies, and that you can equip a core part, not all the skills can have it. As to me it's really good skill as offensive and defensive. The next skill is Thunder Strike. As to me this skill is for against tanky enemies and bosses. It prioritizes to attack enemies with the highest health and significantly slows down bosses. As to me really good skill, I would say useful, but again against tanky enemies and bosses. If you have many enemies, I think it's better to choose something else. For example, my second favorite skill, ELECTRO. It's a great skill when you have many enemies, but in the same time it has a big downside. It's only effective against ground enemies, so if you have many air enemies then this skill is not the best choice. I would recommend to choose it situationally. The next skill, Earth Attack, honestly speaking I don't really like it, because the radius is really small, plus it's only effective against ground enemies. As to me FROSTFALL will be more effective, or for example the next skill, Bomb Rain. It's a good offensive skill, but I don't really like radius and duration. In early chapters I would use it, but in late chapters, as to me, it's not the best choice. The next skill I would say is more defensive, however troops are dealing some damage. In any case, as to me this skill is not the best choice as it's effective only against ground enemies. If you have many enemies, especially tanky enemies and flying enemies, I would say this skill is kind of useless. Useless, it's what I cannot say about the next skill, Combat Charge. As to me it's a great support skill because you can buff your towers, units, heroes, and it buffs not just for a second or even 5 seconds. We have 10 seconds, plus the radius is not small, so you'll be able to buff not just 1 or 2 towers. Sleep Mist is my favorite skill when I have tanky enemies, especially when I have them next to my base so I can win some time. But if you have many enemies I would say that this skill is kind of useless, as you can sleep only a few enemies. The next skill I think is one of the best, if not the best, because besides getting protection your base will be healed. Not on much, but still it can help you so your base will not be destroyed. The only downside of the skill is the cooldown time. Another good protective skill is Magnetic Wall. As to me it's not worse than Divine Defense, in some situations I would say it's even better. Plus the cooldown time is not that big, however it's still not short. In any case, as to me it's one of the best defensive skill. What I cannot say about Tough, the biggest downside of this skill is that it's only against ground enemies. In early chapters yes it can help you, but in late chapters I cannot say so, because you'll have flying enemies quite often. If you're looking guys for a skill that would do good damage to ground enemies, then this skill might be what you're looking for. But in general I would not use it because the radius is small. The cooldown time is not the best, plus it's useless against air enemies. Instead I would choose Airstrike because it is effective against both air and ground enemies. The damage it deals is pretty good and also the range is not small. So if you're looking for a good offensive skill, as to me it's a good choice. That's all guys about the skills. In comments tell us which 2 skills do you use. Subscribe to my channel and don't forget to use my code to support me.